The OPP say the driver of the van in the horrific fatal crash near Hampstead, Ontario did not stop at a stop sign.
And the transit showdown continues at City Hall. Humber News starts now.
Hello, it's Wednesday, February 8th. Welcome to Humber News, coming to you from the Broadcast Center here at the North Campus. I'm Justin Irwin. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Katie O'Connor. Ahead on your show, we have all your news, sports, and entertainment highlights, as well as your 5-day weather forecast. But first, Justin has our top story.
Ontario Provincial Police say the driver of a van involved in a crash near Hampstead, Ontario failed to obey a stop sign, causing the tragic collision. The accident occurred on Monday evening just before 5 p.m. when a flatbed truck collided with a westbound van carrying 13 people. 11 people were killed, including the van driver. 3 others remain in hospital, with 2 in critical condition. The OPP say the driver of the van was not legally licensed to drive the large vehicle. David Blancas Hernandez held a Class G license, and Class F licenses are required for vehicles carrying 11 passengers and above. Police say they are continuing to investigate other factors that may have contributed to the crash.
Toronto City Council is holding a special meeting today to discuss the future of the TTC. TTC Chair Karen Stintz called for a special meeting today that is ongoing to determine the future of Mayor Rob Ford's proposed Eglinton subway line. Humber News reporter Liz Cavan has this report from City Hall this morning.
Stintz is at odds with Mayor Rob Ford over plans for the future of the TTC. Stintz, who was handpicked by Ford to chair the Transit Commission, presented a petition signed by 23 other councillors calling for an emergency meeting in an attempt to resolve the issues over the TTC. Transit City was put in place by then-Mayor David Miller in 2009. The plan placed light rail transit along Eglinton Avenue, Shepherd Avenue East, and Finch Avenue West. Mayor Rob Ford canned Transit City in his first year in office and replaced it with a plan that would put the Eglinton light rail underground. A legal report released by City Councillor Joe Mihevc earlier this month said Ford overstepped his power as mayor by cancelling Transit City without bringing the proposal to council first. Councillors across Toronto presented petitions today with thousands of signatures from people in their ridings rejecting Ford's plan. Metrolinx would spend $8.4 billion on Transit City, whereas Ford's plan is unfunded. Councillors believe the money that would be spent putting the Eglinton LRT underground could be better spent elsewhere. The debate continues at City Hall in front of a packed council room, with viewers spilling out into the foyer. The debate over the TTC plans will continue until about 8 p.m. today and possibly into tomorrow. Liz Cavan, Humber News.
Many Humber students headed home early on Tuesday thanks to a power outage that darkened the halls and classrooms. Humber halls at North Campus are bustling again today with full services available. The blackout had caused thousands of students to miss class. Humber's Director of Public Safety and Risk Management, Pervez Didas, says Humber staff troubleshooted the source of the power outage late last night to find the issue.
All I do know is once the troubleshooting process was started, we identified there being a fault in one of the wires actually on campus, which was then rectified early this morning.
Ontario Hydro says it was Humber's issue and didn't comment any further.
Occupy Toronto protesters who were camping outside of City Hall for several weeks were removed this morning. City workers began packing away belongings shortly after 6 a.m. Mounted police surrounded the area and gave eviction notices to those who were camped out. The protest started after a January 17 demonstration against the mayor's proposed budget for 2012. Police say the protesters have been served several eviction notices over the past few weeks.
Motorists who park on busy city streets may be in for a stiffer fine during rush hour. City Council is currently seeking court approval to raise the fine from its current rate of $60 to $150. Police say over 175,000 tickets were issued in 2010, and that number is not going down, prompting the city to explore stronger deterrence. City Councillor Josh Matlow says the measure will help fix gridlock. The city must have the approval from the Ontario Court of Justice in order for the fines to come into effect.
The
Eastbound QEW near Winston Churchill Boulevard has reopened following an early morning crash. A tractor-trailer rolled over, colliding with a minivan. Police report that the minivan lost control for unknown reasons, rear-ended the transport truck, and caused the crash. Police say 4 people have been transported to hospital. One is said to have life-threatening injuries.
Police say they will hold a blitz on distracted driving next week. The OPP say 8 people have died this year in collisions related to distracted driving. Experts say the problem is more than just people talking on the phone or texting. Eating, adjusting the radio, and even daydreaming can lead to collisions.
When we come back, we'll have more news from around the country and the world. Thomas Erskine will have the sports news, and we'll have your weather forecast with Amy Weinstein.
The temperature has dropped in the GTA. Although we can expect warmer temperatures by the end of the week, the cold weather will return in time for the weekend. I'll have your 5-day weather forecast coming up after this.